Ulcerative colitis is a disease that brings about inflammation in the large intestines. Now, the bad news with this disease is that it doesn't have a cure, and it can bring about pain for a person for many, many, many years. But the good news is there are some things that somebody can do to reduce the pain, and that's one of the goals of this video. Now, if the inflammation is just in the area around the anus, this could be good news because perhaps there's no pain, and the only symptoms will be rectal anus bleeding around the area. Now, if the inflammation has moved up the intestinal tract, it's going to bring about some more symptoms. This could be like diarrhea, abdominal pains, fatigue, as well as some constipation. Now, left side colitis is when the inflammation affects the left side of the stomach and moves up the intestinal tract. And that's where the pain is going to be. Next up, the whole intestinal tract could be infected. And this usually results in some episodes of some bloody diarrhea, which is pretty severe, as the whole immune system battles out the inflammation. There's also a rare condition known as ulcerative colitis, which is pretty much life-threatening. The entire colon is affected, and it's rapidly expanding, and it's rapidly constricting, and it could rupture the colon and damage it. Now, people who have this type of a problem experience some rapid diarrhea, a lot of pain, dehydration, as well as some shock. So you definitely want to go see a doctor immediately if you experience this. And the best way to really treat this condition, as well as prevent it, would be to improve the whole digestive system as well. Now, believe it or not, there's billions of bacteria in your intestinal tract. Now, these good bacteria fight the bad bacteria. There's like this battle going on constantly. If the bad bacteria wins, it could bring about all types of problems like constipation and diarrhea. Now, you can improve the good bacteria by either eating good prebiotics or something known as probiotics. Have you ever heard of probiotics before? Well, they're in yogurt. And what they do is they actually add good bacteria to your body. This man-made. Now, prebiotics are a little different. They're actually found in nature in certain fruits. Like kiwis have them, for example. And what they do is they actually stimulate the growth of the good bacteria already in your system. Now, if you're wondering which one is better, prebiotics are actually way, way better, but they're both good. The next thing someone can do is to consume enzymes, digestive enzymes. See, in certain fresh food, there's this thing called enzymes that help with digestion. Now, unfortunately, when we eat like processed food and we highly cook the food, it kills off these enzymes, and we don't get them, and it kind of hurts our digestive system. Now, you can't get this stuff from food, but I really recommend a dietary supplement to get these enzymes. The reason why is because the food we do consume, even though it's healthy, it simply doesn't have the nutrients like it used to. There's a lot of reasons for this, but a big one has something to do with soil depletion. You see, when farmers, they farm to make money, and they use chemicals to help out grow their crops bigger and faster to fight off insects that annoy the heck out of the crops. And this helps, but it depletes the nutrients. And that's one of the reasons why we just don't get the nutrients that we really need from our food. Now, another way someone can help is by, of course, drinking lots of water and eating something called fiber. Now, fiber really helps because it makes stools denser. This might not make a lot of sense to you, but imagine if you're moving a piece of furniture. It's easier to move if you have a good hand and hold on the furniture. If you can't really, have a good hold on it, it's harder to move. And that's the same thing with your digestive system. The next supplement I highly recommend, which is probably one of the best supplements someone could take, is omega-3 fats. Now, the reason it helps is by reducing inflammation. Now, remember, inflammation is like the main cause of pain with all this. It's the redness with a pimple, it's the swelling with an injury. In fact, it's the main reason of cause with arthritis. Now, to give you an example, in one study, 11 patients with this disease were given 4.2 grams per day of omega-3 fats. After several months, it was concluded that 8 patients could reduce or eliminate the use of anti-inflammatory drugs. Now remember, these anti-inflammatory drugs have side effects which are bad. Another idea would be to take something called curcumin, which is a spice. It's also in turmeric, and helps by reducing the inflammation too. In one study, 89 people were separated into 2 groups. One group received curcumin, while the other group received a placebo pill. Over the 6-month period, the group that took the spice had 75% fewer pain attacks compared to the group that just took placebo. It's pretty good. Now, many of these treatment options I mentioned can be used with a dietary supplement. But the bad news with supplements is not only can they be confusing, but they actually can be harmful to people. The reality is that many governments don't really ensure supplements are safe before they're sold. Only after people start getting sick do they get pulled from store shelves, and sometimes that doesn't even happen. So you really have to go out and protect yourself. To make your life a little bit easier, I'm sure you're very busy, like me, I've actually created a guide all about shopping for dietary supplements. There's a few things you'll learn. It goes over the 10 major warning signs that a product will most likely harm you. Talks about what to take for certain medical conditions, herbal remedies, and even provides some online resources to make your job a little easier. The best part is it's completely free. So you really have no excuse not to at least take a glance at it. And you can do that by simply clicking on the link right below this video that I made you. I hope I helped a few people out there. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.